And the other one is the drama triangle. And I just like this because being theatre myself, I like this as an explanation for why certain people might behave in the way they do. And the drama triangle identifies 3 types of thinking. 2 of them very similar to the locuses. The persecutor type of thinking. And actually this is almost more a more negative view of the internal locus. And the persecutor tends to be a bit more well, if I could do it, everybody else can do it, and they tend to be quite aggressive with it. They might become quite bullying. Or alternatively, they may also say, well, it's not my fault because everything I do is under my control. It must be you. If someone's upset, it must be your fault. So that's how they can also use it. The victim mentality is more like the external locus. There's nothing I can do. Everything always happens to me. But there is a third personality in there, and this is the rescuer. Now, where the persecutor might have become a persecutor through perhaps having to do everything on their own, through perhaps being told, well, if someone punches you, you punch back. So they might have, that might have created them. And the victim might have learned, well, doesn't matter what you do, you're still useless, you're still not going to do anything. They may have learned that all that happens is they get put down the whole time. The rescuer has learned that being helpful is very, very nice. They are often the person who is told, you're so kind, you're so helpful. They might be the person who, when a new child starts at school, oh, go and sit with Audrey, she'll help you, she'll look after you. And they begin to see that the helpfulness is a key part of their identity. Or alternatively, they might have grown up in a household which was a little bit more chaotic, and they found that the way they survived that chaos was they became the protector. They looked after their younger brothers or sisters. They looked after mum because dad was abusive, or they looked after dad because mum was an alcoholic or something like that. And that person learned that as they grow up through life, that helping others is what they know. So those are the 3 different types of people that mindsets that you might have. Again, I mentioned the past. The thing to take away, and this is actually the crux of today's session about claiming your inner strength and claiming your personal power. The thing to take away is that if something is not genetic, in other words, if it is not inbuilt into your system in the same way as your sex is, your biological sex is inbuilt, your gender, your choice of which gender you identify with, your choice of partner, that is all very deeply rooted. So those things are very difficult to change if you wanted to. If it is not genetic and it's learned, and every single example, even learned helplessness has a word in it, every single example has been of learned behaviour. Even if you have had 10, 20, 30 years of that experience, you can change it. That is the thing to take away. So even if you are sitting there thinking, oh, I just wish the person of my dreams would just find me and then take me away, and that's all it is. And that's because in your own mind, you feel that those things happen to you. I'm telling you, you can go out and look for the person of your dreams. And the way you go looking for them is by being all of the qualities you want to see. And even if you've never even tried that before, trying it and also doing all those extra exercises to make you feel good about you, that will help you achieve it. Not necessarily right away, not necessarily tomorrow like that, but it will help you. So the thing to take away from this is, if it is not genetic, you can change it. And so can the people that you're having relationships with. However, like I said at the start, they have to be ready to embrace that idea. They have to be willing to make those changes. And you are not them, and you have not had the same experiences they have. That's not to say ever be angry at people who maybe aren't as enlightened as you. Just be aware they may not be ready to see it just yet.